Hi everyone, my name is Sandra. Welcome back to my channel. And if you have never been here before, thank you so much for joining us. Today is my April review for my Powersheets. So this is my Cultivate What Matters goal setting planner. And I use this in conjunction with my Erin Condren and also my Happy Planner, which I don't show on screen because I use it a lot for my background work on my YouTube channel. And I also use my bullet journal. So this is kind of where everything originates, where it starts. So this month, going into May, I have a couple of unknowns right now because basically my due date is tomorrow. So I am expecting a baby girl. And there are a lot of unknowns, and by that I mean I know what to expect. I just don't know when the doctor's appointments are going to be, especially because of the coronavirus right now. There's a lot of unknowns about even going to the doctor, whether I'll have a 6-week checkup, etc., etc. So we're going to get started. I'm going to go to my April month in review, and then we'll get started on the May action items for next month. So this is usually what I do. I'm going to write this entire page. I don't think I'm really going to go over this much. I might just go over my goals and you're just going to see a lot of writing. So we'll see when I get to the end how I feel about talking about it. Let's get into it.
There's another side of you trying to break through, able to tell the truth. No one else can see you like I do. All you ever do is say how far you wanna go. Baby, I can tell it's just for sure.
I think this is pretty straightforward. I don't really think I need to talk about this. And sometimes what I do is write notes for myself in advance. And this time I just went into it and I just kind of wrote it right from the top of my head without really thinking about it. And I think that's the most important thing, to be completely honest with yourself and to be completely visible. So just don't pre-plan it, just write it down and write what's in your head at that moment. And that is your truth. So most of these items, again, they flow around the baby because that's what my life has been about right now. And trying to make time for my channel and my family still. So things have been difficult with this coronavirus. The world has changed and it's not the same place that we were, even at the beginning of March. So it's been difficult for everybody. But moving on to May now. So here we go. Important to-dos. I honestly don't have the slightest idea. This is going to be all up in the air, and ideally I would not even do my Powersheets right now, but because today is the 23rd and I'm going to have this up by the 29th, I believe, the 29th or the 30th, whatever day the Wednesday, Friday falls on. And that's kind of the point of having this up for May. So because there are so many unknowns with coronavirus, with baby not even being here yet, I don't have any of my appointments scheduled. So they will fall in as I go through the month. And I can either do an update video or I can just kind of talk about it when I go into June. So that might be the case. But anyway, so we're going to write this out. I'm not going to talk about this at all. I haven't filled out these monthly calendars because I do this part in my Erin Condren. And then of course I will fill out these and we'll talk about the tending list when we are all done. Together, you're afraid to hold my hand, trying
trying to understand. What if this doesn't go as planned? So you don't know what it means to be loyal and kind. I know that you're not blind. Tell me what is really on your mind. You know you're already accepted. To me, you're always picture perfect. You think you're gonna be rejected. Just say you're in love, 'cause so am I. So am I. Say that you are. So am I. Say that you love me. So am I. Say that you are. So am I. Say that you love me. I see them pulling your strings, and you might be seeing things. Yeah, you know I'm real and I'm here. Who cares in a few years? You know you're already accepted. To me, you're always picture perfect. You think you're gonna be rejected. Just say you're in love, 'cause so am I. So am I. Say that you so am I. So am I. Say that you love me. So am I. Say that you so am I. So am I. Say that you love me. So am I.
This is probably the shortest monthly and weekly list that I have. There will be more items being added to the monthly action items. It's just, again, I don't have those concrete dates set in stone. I don't know what's going on. A lot of the things are up in the air. So I did not write a top priority because at this point, I mean, I could honestly say the baby comes first, but that's not exactly true because what about me? I need to come first as well because if I'm not in the right frame of mind to look after the baby, well, then that's just not going to work. The same with my son. He also needs the extra attention because he's at home, he's not going to school, and I honestly think this is a big thing right now with this coronavirus because the focus and attention, like for a 6-year-old, if you can imagine, they can't go to the parks. Like, yeah, we can go for walks, but our neighborhood is not very safe. I don't feel safe walking on the sidewalk with my 6-year-old, and you can't travel anywhere. You can't visit anybody, and he is going stir crazy. We have already gone through pretty much all of the water balloons that we had from last summer in the garage. Thank goodness the weather has been cooperating. It has been a lot warmer because if I didn't have a backyard and I didn't have a garage with places to put stuff, I don't know what we would do. My encouraging words are to be thankful. So I know in the crux of the moment when I have a baby that's crying and my son is calling me for a snack or asking me to do something, I'm probably going to get frustrated. And in the back of my mind, I'm going to say, you know what? This is what you wanted. And I know this happened with my first child. I had to hold him 24/7, otherwise he would cry. And it very well could have been a feeding issue because I didn't know how to breastfeed properly at first. He was my first kiddo and he wasn't getting enough food and it was very stressful. I was all by myself. I had nobody to help me. And I can see this happening now. I don't have that one-on-one time with my newborn because my son will be here day in and day out. And it's going to be very, very difficult. I can foresee it already. And I know a lot of other new moms as well are probably going to be going through the same thing. So any new mom out there, even if dad out there doing the same thing, I feel for you. And I'm trying to find the good in all of this because mental health right now is number one. It's priority. And these things, so everything with the yellow is for me, mental health. And that's kind of honestly what I'm focusing on, because you'll see that these dots, a lot of these things all kind of help me with my mental health. And for me, that is organizing and planning and goal setting. And it helps me so much. Plus having artistic expression. So whether I'm writing something in my journal, or if I'm using my traveling notebook, which I haven't in a while. I didn't even put that on here because I don't really see myself having the time. Another thing I wouldn't mind maybe adding, but again, time is kind of an issue, is some kind of art project. So whether it is even, actually, you know what, maybe I should add that. I find sometimes when I do have the energy and the time, I like to work on my cross stitch I started. So I did get a little newborn girl nursery cross stitch to show her name and her weight and her when she was born. So between working on that, even if I'm just sitting there coloring in a coloring book, I think it's almost like a stress reliever. You know, you have a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, whatever you want, and it's nice to have some kind of outlet. So however that is for you, whether you're exercising at home, whether you're writing in a journal, anything, even taking the time for a shower. Lucky people that can get one every day. There are some things that I'm not willing to give up. I still want to film. I still want to create content for you guys, and not just for you guys, but for me as well, because this is my passion. This is what I love to do. And I'm just going to have to figure out a way to prioritize the most important things in my life around my baby, because obviously baby comes first and then me and then Connor. And honestly, I don't even know if I can order those three things, because I think it'll just be a matter of who's sleeping when, and then working around it, that schedule, if that makes sense. It's going to be difficult. I know this. I already do. And I'm trying not to stress out about it. But there are some things, obviously, like the four top items here: my Powersheets, my June bullet journal, my Happy Planner monthly, and Erin Condren monthly. Those I don't film on camera, and I do that on purpose so that I use the stickering part of that as a healing type of mental process for me, because putting stickers down on paper just makes me feel really good. And the flooring installations, so Connor's grandparents are helping us with the flooring, and we're really very, very, very thankful for that and for them. And hopefully, if there is time and we have time for this project, we will start laying down floor. So we'll see how that goes. I know that this has been on my goals for pretty much since I started my goal planner in January. For the weekly, I have a bit more going on, so I'm still going to maintain the house cleaning organization. I did fall behind on the bathroom cleaning, and really that's not really on my goal planning list. I just made it a thing where I wanted to do it every week just to maintain it, so I didn't have so much work to do. But for instance, some of the items that will be on this list that I'll probably put like a little sticky note on it: cleaning up the garage. So literally like power washing the floor, because over winter, like all of the mud from my vehicle just kind of dropped down on the floor. So I want to clean that out. Plant flowers. I'm not going to overdo it this time. I usually plant tons of flowers and I do tons of veggies. I don't think I'll be doing vegetables because, yes, I enjoyed the whole process, but last year my vegetables didn't even grow very well, and the slugs got into my strawberries and my lettuce, and I get so frustrated with that. So, and also the other frustrating part is watering them every day. I'm not going to have tons of time for that, and we want to save on water this year. So probably just going to do flowers, and I'm probably just going to do hanging baskets. So I might have a tomato plant because it's easy enough, and then if I do strawberries, I'll put them in a individual basket so that the slugs can't get into them, because that is my like number one pet peeve. The only other kind of vegetable plant that I'll have is my raspberry tree, which is already growing. I trimmed it down last fall, but it will grow back like huge. And I also have some mint that will come back as well. And mint, of course, I use for mojitos, whether they be faux mojitos or actual real mojitos. And I guess the other thing is organize and clean the yard, but technically I already did that. I spent a couple of hours picking up dog poop and stuff and bringing up the patio set. But again, we'll be cleaning the pavement and like power washing everything, and perhaps actually another thing would be painting the fence. That might be a good idea. And just projects like that around the house. So big organization projects. And I guess technically I could have put flooring as one of those for the month, but you know, it is what it is. The art project, again, that will be mostly mental and taking care of me, I guess, if I get time. So it's on there, but it might not happen. We'll see. And as for the daily action items, the only one I didn't put on here was sleep, because in May I'm not going to be tracking my sleep habits as much because I already know ahead of time that I won't be getting as much. In April I did, because getting sleep was very important for me. March I managed to get about an average of 9 hours of sleep, and April I think I'm tending more towards 7 or 8, only because I've had insomnia these last few weeks. I haven't been able to sleep. So water, exercise, journal, and reading. And exercise, I plan on taking the baby and Connor for walks every day, especially because Connor needs to get out of the house. He's going crazy. So we'll probably go to the dog park, and I think that they don't have off leash anymore, but that's fine because I'd probably feel safer keeping my dogs on leash anyway. So that wraps up my tending list for May. I can't believe it's May already. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit quicker than my previous ones because I didn't talk about every single thing, and I think that's easier. I tended to be a little bit more open this time. I didn't have stuff planned out ahead of time. I just kind of jotted down what I felt like, and it's a little bit more freeing that way. And then plus I do have this room here that I can add stuff as it comes up throughout the month. So if you guys enjoyed this video, I'd love if you gave it a big thumbs up. Also, if you're new here, please subscribe. I would love to have you. And last but not least, don't forget to hit that bell notification button so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. And other than this week, I will have videos posted Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And if that changes at all, I will let you guys know, only because we'll see how the adjustment with the new arrival comes and goes. And we'll see where that takes us. So we'll talk to you guys very soon. Take care. Happy goal planning.